Hey everyone, this is Shiokage, first Shiokage, formerly known as Fujikage. This is my part 2 series of proof of my creation, my original idea. Sorry for the poor quality. I made that last night. I found a bunch of people copy. It's not really a big deal, but I've been doing this for about a year. Since I came up with the concept with the whole concerning Naruto and the Naruto game, my own fictional story that I believe I have no evidence at that time because I didn't think to record or do anything or try to even have any form of video evidence. I'm correcting that mistake now by having evidence now, but from my understanding, I was the first person to create YAMAGAKURE, which Japanese means mountain village. From the land of strong mountains, a fictional ninja village in the fictional land nation that I created, I believe. And even the leader of that village, the name of the Kage, I created myself, Fujikage. Fuji is short for Mount Fuji, which is the biggest mountain in Japan. And mythologies teaches in Japan that centuries ago they believed that a powerful god used to reside in the mountain of Fuji. So Fujikage, mountain shadow, translation, Fujikage Wolfos. So anyways, I changed the name of my village, the nation land, which the only thing that I did not create is the nation land, because the nation land now that we reside in my fictional story for those who are members or those who are thinking about joining me. And I left my contact information below, whether it be the game or to join my chat room for the role playing or both. It's now the land of nation, which is canon. It's in the Naruto show and it's also in the manga. You can come across the land of nation specifically in the very first season in episode 7 through 21, when Naruto, Sasuke, and along with Kakashi head out for their first outside village mission, and they deal with to protect the bridge builder in the land of waves from Zabuza Momochi and Haku. So that's where our area resides, and I have an entire story that I've just recently built up to it. As soon as I saw about I counted 5 people. Now in the beginning, like almost 2 years ago, when I first created the whole YAMAGAKURE, Yama ninjas, the mountain, the ninja village hidden in the mountains. When I created all that concept, along with the concept of the title Fujikage, and then attach it to my username, which I commonly use. That I've been using Wolfos for the last 9 or 10 years that I've been playing mobile games and any form of social media. I would say 9 or 10 years I've been playing mobile games, but I've been using that name for about I would say 8 years, and I'm actually not the first person. I used to play Clash of Kings, and I was part of an alliance called the Wolf Pack. And the original leader there was the first guy that I know of who had the name Wolfos, Wolfos, but I pronounce it Wolfos, almost like if there's a US at the end. But I mean, if you're going to pronounce it the way it's written, it's Wolfos, but I pronounce it Wolfos. That's just the way I do it. I'm not saying it's correct or anything like that. But anyways, my original name was beforehand Battle Lion, and then when I joined the Wolf Pack, I felt kind of weird calling myself Battle Lion when it's a Wolf Pack, right? So I changed it to Battle Wolf. And then later on, when I got ranked to be his number 2 guy, Wolfos, of the Alliance Wolf Pack, I changed my name from Battle Lion to Red Lion. And I had a profile of a guy, having a wolf skin with red eyes, And then something happened where he had to quit, and me and him kind of got to. I wouldn't say we were best friends or anything like that, but me and him got kind of close, and I really respected him. And all I know is that he was either a semi or a professional hockey player from Canada. That's all I know about him. That's all he ever told me. And he had some issues that he had to deal with, and he had to quit the game. And so in honor of that, I changed my name then from Wolfos II. Same thing with my name, but with that I have now, but with a second at the end of it. And then over time, I just eliminated the second part, and I was just referred to as Wolfos. So that's how that all came about. And I've had that name for 8 years. But the first year or so, I was called Battle Lion. Another, Clash of Clans, Game of Age of War or Game of War was called. The Game of War is actually the first game that I started playing, I believe, and that's where I first started calling myself Battle Lion. Yeah, for 8 years I've had the same username. But anyways, that's a little bit of a history. I'm gonna log on to my game here. And so anyways, then I came across, I first started playing Naruto X Boruto when it first came out. I originally didn't like it, so I started playing it when it first came out, but I kind of quit afterwards because I don't know what was it about. It only had like a couple of characters. It didn't have the full Naruto characters like it does now. I mean, literally, I think I had only what, when I first started playing, I had what, 7? I think it just had like 7 characters or something like that, and this is the main ninjas, the Ginings, of Naruto series. But anyways, and the other thing that I noticed that it was difficult to recruit, and I just kind of gave up on it. I wasn't interested. About like a year or so later, I came back to it. And for some reason, it had more characters, I had more stuff, there was new updates, and for some reason, I found a better appreciation for it. One thing I do notice, that it's really a solo game. There is events such as Team Attack and Surprise Attack that you could play with your squad mates, but it's not all the time, though. It's like once every other month or something like that. But it's predominantly a solo game, right? That's my perception. I don't know if you guys agree with me. I think you would. It's and the only thing you get out of it is occasionally playing with other people, and doing the surprise attacks with your guild mates and the team battles, and then beyond that, a little bit of a chit chat in the guild chat. That's a little bit of socialization. That's about it. Where I really communicate and play with my members who want to involve themselves beyond the game and into the Naruto story, my personal own version of Naruto story, to which I make up. I have my YouTube, and I also have 2 chat rooms, to which I have been doing a little bit of story. I haven't done it in a while. I've been taking a break from that. I've just been grinding in the game. Got other stuff that I've been dealing with, but trying to find the time where I have A, time, and B, where I'm relaxed, where I can sit down and write. I love to write. But that's when about 2 years after when I first played the game, that's when I I don't exactly remember when, but that's when I created YAMAGAKURE. Okay, I searched the Google and in all chat rooms that I can find, but especially Google, which is worldwide. Of any clan or guild or alliance, it's called YAMAGAKURE, which is translation mountain village or village hidden in the mountains. And I did both. I did the Japanese translation and the English translation in different ways, and I couldn't find no search on Google or any chat room. So hence therefore, or on YouTube, especially on YouTube. So I declared, okay, well, clearly, so far, going by the evidence of social media such as Google and YouTube and what have you, I've declared that I was the first person to come up with that concept. Now, the whole Land of Strong Mountains, I think there was an actual land in the Naruto map where it's called the Land of Mountains. I'm not sure, though, but it's somewhere below to the left side of the Land of Fire, so I'm not too sure about that, but I think there was a land called the Land of Mountains, but there was no ninja village. I'm not sure about that, but I was very confident that I was the first person to come up with YAMAGAKURE. And the KAGE title of Fujikage, that's for sure. Here the problem was that the Fujikage name, there's actually some people call that on YouTube that I found out later on. There's like quite a few of them. Not only that, but there's also a few people called Wolfos as well, so that's not an original name either. But, I took great pride in creating something that I believed was my original idea. I did a whole bunch of stories. I like to play the game. I like to be in my chat room, even though I've been taking a break for a while, especially on YouTube. So, I put a lot of work into it. I take some pride. So now it's 2019, especially October, Thursday, 2019. That's when I, just out of curiosity, I just wanted to see if anyone had the same clan or name as mine. Both, not only my name, Fujikage, but the only ones that you'll find is in YouTube, the Fujikage part. But the name YAMAGAKURE, you'll find a few, I believe, on YouTube, but you'll find at least 5 of them on Google, which is a worldwide search. And that's when my first YouTube video, my previous YouTube video basically was the same day that I found that. And I have to admit, I wasn't angry, but I was just kind of bummed out, and I very quickly just wanted to change everything. And this time around, have a video evidence. It may not prove 100%, but at the very least on social media, on YouTube, even in the game that no one has my guild name, nobody has my title and everything, as much as possible. So I have some form of evidence that I was the first person to come up with the name Tsunamigakure, which means Tidal Wave Village, or Tsunamigakure no Sato, which is Japanese translation for village hidden amongst the tidal waves, or tidal wave hidden village, depending on how you want to translate that. And the Kage is a Shiokage, which I believe that's how you pronounce it, Shiokage. Originally, for a very brief moment, when I was thinking of new names, I called myself Namikage, but on the first YouTube video, that's when I came across someone with the name Namikage, who has a very similar village, right? If you guys remember that. If you saw my previous video before this. It's some dude who has a village that he made up, and a land I believe that he also made up as well. Other guys who like to role play and create their own stories online, on social media. His village was called Namikage, not Tsunamigakure. And his made up land village, I believe, was called the Land of Raging Tides. And his Kage was called Namikage, which is weird because most Kage names they're named after the name of their land. So if his land nation is called the Land of Raging Tides, then his Japanese symbol should be like tides or raging tides or something like that. On the Hokage hat, the Japanese symbol on top of the Hokage, the Kage hat. So he didn't do that. He put Namikage. His land is not called the Land of Waves. I don't know why he did that. So it would make more sense that my Kage would be called the Land of Waves, Wave Shadow, or Namikage. It would make more sense that my Kage would be called that, because my land, which is the one thing that I did not make up, it's in the Naruto show and manga, the Land of Waves. And hence therefore my Kage should be called Namikage. That other person who I showed in my previous video before this one, who created Namigakure and the Kage Namikage, his land nation is called the Raging Tides. Remember that. So however he would want to do that, Raging Shadow or Tide Shadow, whatever that's translated in Japanese. But for whatever reason he didn't do that. So it doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. He can't, I pride myself in not copying people. I like to be original. And the members who are in my guild and both of my chat rooms where I roleplay, I love for them to take great pride that they belong to a guild and a chat room that is very unique and original. That no one's copying me or us. That we're very unique. And again, you got I demonstrated in the last video. You got 5 people with YAMAGAKURE, ninja village hidden in the mountains, and they are in their own backstory. I'm not even sure if those 5 guys that I found on the internet was even aware of each other. But it is what it is. But by demonstration through a YouTube video. Oops, sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the screen, so sorry about that. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts right now, just doing this recording, and so you guys are just listening to my voice. But looks like I'm failing. The reason why I'm failing to log in is probably because of I'm doing a live thing. But anyways, this is the game, the mobile game that I'm playing, which my guild is at, and. So anyways, I decided my previous video. I decided to change everything, my name, my ninja village, and also do a little bit of a backstory, and of course record the date, Thursday, October 17th, 2019. And if there's anyone else that I find that has a Tsunamigakure village, or Tidal Wave village, or Tidal Wave hidden village, or whatever variation, and especially with a Kage named Shiokage. I would challenge them to provide evidence of any kind. When did you first come up with that idea? If you don't have evidence like I do, then hence therefore I'm declared to be the first person to come up with that idea. If you don't have some form of video, specifically you show on YouTube, where you show the time and date when you first came up with the Kage name and the ninja village, then I'm the first person, because that's my version, my way of copywriting my idea. So There you go.